peoples. Welcome to Mickey Sunshine Creates. I'm Mickey. Yeah, we're doing a WIP Chat today. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but that's the way my lives go too. I never know what I'm going to talk about. But what I'm doing is I'm going to be kitting up Rhiannon by Michael Gelina for the Michael Gelina collaboration that I am doing with Brandy of Mystical Diamonds and Tara of The Principal Painter. And we're doing this for the month of May. And this is going to be fun, I think. I hope. It's something. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to be kitting up. You know, most of you have seen me kit up before. I do have another kitting up. But I wanted something to do while I was talking to you guys. So I figured, I'll just kit up. You know, I haven't started painting yet. Obviously. Oh, am I having fun yet? Nope. All right, let's see if I could get this through without it going crooked, which it almost always does. Ooh. I may be having luck today. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I'm out of tape. I wish they'd give you some warning. I'm out of tape in the middle of this, and I don't know what to do. If I cut it, then I'm gonna have to use my scissors and cut some of it off. This is gonna be a mess. This is gonna be nothing can ever go right for me. I'm just okay. There, we got that. Now, how do I get this out? Pull it back. Uh-oh. No. It ripped off. How do you open this thing? Oh. Okay, we're going to break here. And I'm going to try and replace this. And we'll be right back. And I'm back. I had a problem with this. The cartridge that I bought is for 1.5 inch Xyron sticker makers. Mine is smaller. So it doesn't fit. But thankfully, whoops, let's do that. Okay, thankfully, I'm confused here. Thankfully, I have, from the inventory sheet, I've got this. The only reason I don't like losing these is because they're very hard to remove. Okay, so, I had another one. Oh, there, it fell. I'm doing good today, aren't I? Are we having fun yet? Okay, let me straighten you out there. All right, let's see. I've got 29 through 38. There's 38 colors in this. Okay, and I've got 21 through 28. So I need 1 through 20. This is not fun, let me tell you this. I don't like I said, I don't like using these stickers because they're very difficult to get off. I like using the Xyron repositional sticker maker. And I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to look for either a new cartridge or a new Xyron maker. One or the other because, you know, I've spent the money already. Oh, no. How do I do this? How do I do this? I should have left it on. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Ah, all right. Let's see. Let's hope I can do this. If not, I'll come back when everything's labeled. Because if it's going to take too long, which I have a feeling it's going to, or I'll just speed this up and put it to some music. Yeah, this is going to take a while because I can't get them apart. I'm sorry. This shit like this happens to me. It seems every other day there's something going wrong. There we go. I got the first one. Yay! And look how long that took. Whoa. First one. Yay! All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep recording it. If it's not too long when I speed it up, then I'll leave it. If not, I'll just cut it right out and oh, that's easier. That's much easier. So what should we talk about? We can talk about anything you want. How clumsy I am. My past, my future. This is my future. This is what I do all day. I go to sleep, usually around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask me why. I'm in bed, but I can't sleep. You know. Then I wake up, usually, come on, I don't know how to do it. Usually around 10 or so. Give or take an hour. Half hour. Oh, come on. These are so mean. I'm telling you, these are mean. I think I'm going to wind up cutting this out. Oh, come on. I'm supposed to be able to tease things apart. It should be easier. I should have left a little bit of whatchamacallit there. A little bit of the backing. Well, I got a whole 3 done. I keep them in numerical order first because that's how I will empty the trays. It's easier to find the DMC number than it is to find the symbol. And then, go through all that. And I want to know what colors I've got. So, tweezers. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is not easy. Really not an easy job. You're supposed to be able to flick it, right? And they come apart. They're not behaving very well. Let's turn this around. Try the other side. I hate my life. All right, this is going to take a while. So I'm actually going to stop recording. We'll be right back. Ooh, I'm back. I came back because I found a way to quickly get these separated. So now I can talk while getting up, which is the whole idea of this video. I mean, yeah, you just squeeze and rub them together and it comes right off. Let's squeeze it. It works. Hey, it works. So, here we go again. God, I don't know why you guys watch me, because I think I'm silly, completely silly and boring, and I know, self-deprecating. Stop talking about myself. I know that. I can't help it. I don't know what to talk. I don't know what to tell you. I want to tell you things about me and about what's going on, but nothing's going on. I have no life is the problem. Everybody, they go to work. They have to get driver's licenses. They're getting pets. They're having faceplant Wednesdays. Everybody's having something going on. Oops. Gotta fix that one. I missed one. Come on, get it. So one thing I don't like about these Harbor Freights, they're not the easiest to get in and out. Sometimes, to get them back in, it's just a little clumsy. What am I doing? Yes. Oh, upside down. I know. You can't dress me up, can't take me out. I'm like that. I try. Anything else? Any others I missed? All right, let's toss these and go on to these. 20. Okay, this is 21. This is rather easy. We take that off. And you see how this makes this easier, because the backing extends, and yet the edges don't. So it makes it a lot easier to peel off. Just have to cut it a little bit and leave some of the backing on. But like I said, I love these Xyron repositional. They make it very easy, because I do reposition them. And I also like to take them off after, when I'm dekitting. I don't need them anymore. And sometimes it leaves that papery residue. And that's not very good. Not very... See how easy that is? That is so easy. Oh, now we can get somewhere. Anyway, so somebody said I should tell you about the time I was a security guard. Well, first let me tell you, I lived in Brooklyn, then in Manhattan. Then I went out and toured the East Coast singing. And then I went back to my mother's apartment, which was now in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And I got a job working for Saks Fifth Avenue. That was a cool job. First I started out as a sales girl. But I applied to the security department because I didn't want to stand there all day with these people. So I applied to the security department, and they put me in plain clothes, undercover, so I could just walk around wherever I am and keep an eye on the customers. I caught a few girls trying to shoplift, but it was a fairly easy job. The thing I liked about it is it didn't rely on commissions, which as a sales clerk it did back in those days, which I think is very poor idea, because people don't want to be pushed to buy something. And they'll sell more if they're not pushed. Okay, now we have 28. Now we go up to 29. So I was working at Saks Fifth Avenue as a security guard and living with my mother in Fort Lee. Oh God, I was sleeping on the couch. It was awful. And her couch was the worst couch in the world. It was so old. And it had this thing in the middle of it that just was killer on my back. Plus her apartment was right over the entrance to the George Washington Bridge. Now the entrance is blocked on either side by concrete panels, and that emphasizes the noise and pushes it up. She was on the 11th floor. I could not go to sleep without earplugs. I don't know how she did it, but I couldn't sleep without earplugs. It was terrible. And it was during that time also that I met a guy who was in the travel agency, and owned a travel. His father owned a travel agency. And one day he calls me up, and he says, he was out of town, and he called me up. He says, "I'm in England. I'm sending you a ticket. Come on over." So I went running around, and the ticket was for like 2 days later. I was running around trying to get my passport, going into Manhattan, to the Bureau of Statistics or whatever it is, and getting the photos and going back and back up, and then I had to wait. I did have a rush because I was allowed to have a rush because I had a ticket to show them. And I finally got my passport, got on the plane. Holy moly, it's first class. Oh my God. Oh my God. The one and only time I've ever ridden first class. And this, let me tell you something. First class is nice now, if you've seen some of the YouTube's videos on them, because I have. But back then, it was also really, really nice. Big seats, great food. It made a 10-hour flight a breeze. I mean, it was just like nothing. Great place to sleep. Had its own shower, bathroom and shower. It was really nice. Let me tell you, it was really, really, really nice. So I get into London and at Heathrow, and he picks me up, and we go to Kensington. We stay in Kensington for a while at this, I guess it was a hotel. I don't know. It's so long ago. I don't remember everything. I know we went out to dinner. I know we went, he was a gambler, and we went to this private casino where everybody was dressed up, and oh my gosh, it was like, right out of Casino Royale. It was something, it was really impressive. Let's put it that way. He did impress me. And we finish up with our trip after 3 days. I said, "That's all? Just 3 days?" He says, "Yeah." And we go to get on the plane to come home, and it's coach. What do you think happened? Yep, he lost all his money. He lost all his money. It was like just my luck. Anyway, it was still fun. I mean, I still had a good time. I'm not going to complain about that. I mean, he did buy me a first class ticket on the way there. 938. Okay. These are all 938, which means they're not going to fit in one container. Let's cut these packets apart. Cut this open. Spill it out. Okay, you know, we didn't last much longer after that. I mean, he was a gambler and he kept gambling his money away, and he was like, you know, I can't get behind somebody like this. Didn't know that at the time. You know, I found that out after we left London, that he was a compulsive gambler. So I wound up. Whoa, there's a lot of 3371. Holy macaroni. So I was still working at Saxford Avenue. That was in Hackensack, in case you're interested. Hackensack, New Jersey. I liked New Jersey. It was nice. I just didn't like living with my mother. It was very uncomfortable. And I met another security guard. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, he was cute. He was cute and funny and everything else. And we talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And I went down to visit my brother down here in Florida. And I said, I was just, I'd been coming down to Florida every summer for a long time because my nana was here, my cousins were here, I had an uncle here, you know. It was family. It was it was family visiting every summer. So I wasn't completely surprised by Florida or anything. But my brother was living here. He had moved down. And I said to him, that's it, I'm moving down to Florida. He said, yeah, right. Okay, whatever you say. So, oh, there's more of these? Oh no, this is 938. What are these? 936. No, that can't be 936. 938, 930. Oh, God. There's even more 938. Oh my gosh. There's two more. Why did I pick Rhiannon? Somebody tell me why I picked Rhiannon today. It's on my thumbnail. Why did I pick Rhiannon? These aren't going to fit in here. So I'm going to have to keep them in the bag. Might as well put these in the bag too. And put those off to the side. At least I won't lose them like I did last time. Ask Rebecca. I thought I'd lost a whole mess. I mean, a lot of 310s. They were hanging on the closet right behind me. And she saw them and she said, and I'm going, what do? Do I call them and tell them I need the whole, the whole amount of 310s? And she says, look behind you. Oh, that was so embarrassing. That was really embarrassing. But we're going back to Jersey, and this security guard I've met. We talked about it, and we decided we'll move down together, because I knew I couldn't afford to go alone. I couldn't, really couldn't. Another 890. No, that's 936. Boy, there's a lot of dark colors in this one. I forgot. 898. Okay. So we packed my mattress, which was in the storage room, of the apartment building my mother was living in, and we packed my mattress on top of my. I had a 1971 Mercury Marquis station wagon that got all of 7 miles to the gallon. Oh my God, was that a gas guzzler? But this was 1976, you know, and even though gas had just gone up quite a bit. I mean, imagine we were paying over 50 cents for gas when it was 30 something. Because there'd been another bubble burst. It seems to happen cyclically. You know, economy gets good, everything's going great, the mortgage companies work really hard to get you to buy apartments and houses. And then people stop buying, sellers can't sell, and which means construction workers can't work, which means fuel becomes, you know, is a higher price because they always raise the price of fuel, you know, and we're in another recession. Hey. What was it, 868? No. What is this one? Oh, 898. Oh gosh, I just opened 898. Shame on me. I have to close this somehow. And I don't know how. I wish I had a stapler. I could just staple it closed. I have to be very, very careful with this because otherwise I'll get it spilled all over the place. I'll put it in a baggie when I'm done here. Yeah. Bad Mickey. So my mattress is on top of my car, and we're tootling down 95, and the first place I go to is my brother's apartment, naturally, and I knock on the door. Well, he's not home. Of course, he's working. You know, I should have known better. And then we went to management and asked if they had an apartment, because I really liked his apartment. He had a nice apartment. And the manager said no. So we went to the building next door. I mean, really right next door. And saw management, and they had a pretty nice one-bedroom apartment. So we took it. That night, I went over and knocked on my brother's door, and he says, "What are you doing here?" I completely surprised him. I didn't tell him I was coming. He didn't believe me when I'd come down in March earlier, but he believed me now. He says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, we just moved into the apartment next door, apartment building next door." He goes, "What?" Oh, what a look on his face. The look on his face was, another 310, was so precious. I wish I had a picture of that. He was so flabbergasted. All right, let's do it this way. Where's the end? Oh, okay, there's the end. So, we moved to Florida, and I've been down here ever since. Not in the same place. This was in North Miami Beach. No, North Miami. But I lived there for quite a while until I moved up to North Miami Beach. Got married to my second husband. I'll tell the story of my first one later, another time. So I got married to my second husband, and we moved into a nice townhouse. It was, 2-story and everything. We painted it. We put in stripes. Like I said, it was the 70s up the stairway. It was cute. I have to admit, it was cute. Today, you take a look at it and go, oh my God, this is so dated. But we managed. And then we bought a house in North Miami Beach. Oh, and I started working when I was living with the first guy. I started working as, the only job I could get was a receptionist answering phones. And I didn't want to do that. And he had gotten a job at a security company, naturally. And when an opening came up, he recommended me, and I got the job. So I was a security guard down here in Florida. Unfortunately, for a graveyard shift at an office building down in South Miami. Oh my gosh. Talk about boring. Oh my God. There is nothing more boring than a graveyard shift. Really. But that didn't last long. Not the job, the boring part. We had a break-in. And I actually had to pull my gun to get the guy to stop. He wouldn't. I said, stop. Put your hands up. He just looked at me. I had to pull my gun out. I said, you want to do it now? Yeah, I had been through old courses and gotten licensed and everything. But that's when I realized, no, this is not the job for me. It's cool carrying a gun. It's cool being a security guard. But no, what if he had a gun? Yes, I knew how to shoot. I was not a bad shot. But what if he had a gun? No. So I quit. And I went to work as a cab driver. Yeah, from security guard to cab driver. That makes sense. But the area they gave me was Bay Harbor, Bow Harbor, and Surfside, which is a very plush, upscale Miami Beach neighborhood. The only problem with that job was that I had to get up at 5 in the morning or earlier to be down in South Miami, where the hell that is, Coral Ridge, whatever, in order to pick up my cab and then go all the way back up to the Miami Beach area, which was in the north end of the county. Yeah, that was, back then, taxis could only get medallions for certain sections of the city. So I was not allowed to pick up people outside those three little, villages, cities. 48, 54. Yeah, I was not allowed to. The only place I was allowed to pick up someone, no, I wasn't even allowed to pick up from the airport. So, and the airport was not close. I would take someone all the way out to the airport and have to what they call deadhead it back, which means come back without a fare, without, the money. So that didn't work out too well for me. Again, very boring because not a lot of people, most of the people in that area had their own cars. It's far after all. Everybody's got their own car. Taxis weren't used very often, except downtown. And I wasn't making a lot of money with that. So I had gone on a few interviews. One of the interviews was for a real estate developer as a accounts receivable. In other words, a collections clerk. That's what accounts receivable is. You got to collect the money. But at the same time, I had applied to the Coast Guard. We make a lot of mistakes, don't we? When we're young, we really do. I had got accepted to the Coast Guard. I was ready to be inducted. Really ready. The next day, I would have gone in. to be inducted. And they called, and I got the job for the real estate developer, and I took that one instead of going into the Coast Guard. I should have gone into the Coast Guard. Would have been so much better for me. I have no discipline. I have no self-discipline at all. What? Whoa. Oh, 6:40. Yeah. Why do you think I don't make a lot of videos? I have a lot of WIP chats. Now, some of this is probably going to be cut because it's going to be too long. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time, but I can't see it. Oh, there we go. 26 minutes already. And that's not including the first half. Okay, so I'm going to go through this as fast as I can. I don't think I'm going to finish kidding this up. But, what was I saying? So I got the job with the collection agency. And it happened to be downtown Miami. And I would go downtown Miami. And I made friends. And the job was okay. It wasn't the greatest, you know. I didn't like having to call people and tell them they owed us money. You know, that was a little on the disappointing side, you know. I've had bill collectors call me. And basically, that's what I was, a bill collector. Because people were buying tracts of land up in the Swanee area, which is up north, Swanee River area. And they were paying it off on time, you know, on credit. And the company was backing the credit. They didn't have to get a mortgage or anything. They just... Well, I didn't like that job. I didn't like that job at all. The funniest thing, though, is, like I said, I made friends downtown, you know, when I was there, because I got to lunch. My favorite lunch was, there was this deli sub place that made the greatest bacon and egg sub. I'm talking about hoagie. I'm talking about nice size hoagie with so much bacon. Like I said, this is back when I was young and stupid. And it was so good. I used to park my car and I'd walk right past it. So I'd pick one up for the afternoon. That was really good. But I digress. I made friends. I'm talking to people. Ooh, baby. Only one. Aww. That's not fair. There should be more. I may have to buy more and put some on here. Because I think she needs a little bling. So I'm walking down the street and to go to lunch or to go meet someone or to run an errand or whatever it was that I was doing. And someone passes me by, pats me on the shoulder and says, "You don't even say hello?" It happened to be somebody that I knew. Unfortunately, that's when I found out I was nearsighted. Myopic. I don't see faces from a certain distance. They go too far and they get blurry for me, so I don't recognize people on the street. That was when I first got my glasses. Even though I'd had them when I was a kid, I refused to wear them. I'm just, we are such children sometimes. But I had a nice, when I was wearing contacts and colored contacts came out, and it was cool. It didn't bother me. But that was a funny story, in my opinion, at least. What is this? 6:48. And so I saw an ad in a paper I had a friend who was a legal secretary, and she said, why don't you become a legal secretary? I said, what does that entail? She says, well, you need to type at least 35 words per minute. I said, well, that leaves me out. I can't type. And she says, oh, you'll pick it up. But she says, you don't really need a lot of experience. So I went on an interview, and I BS'd my way through the entire thing. I said I'd come down from New York. I had been a legal secretary up in New York for the last 6 months and was anxious to work down here. And I took a typing test, and I tried to be as fast as I could, as neat as I could. But while I was doing the typing test, I was laughing. I was giggling. There were a couple of other interviewees there too, taking their tests. But I was giggling because what was being said was very funny. It really was very funny. I'm going, why am I typing this? What does this mean? And I don't think I typed that fast. I think it came out to be like 25 words per minute. I don't recall. I don't think they ever told me. But she looks at me, the attorney, and she says, you're hired. And I said, may I ask why? And she said, because while your typing was slow, you actually listened to what was being said and didn't just go one ear and out the other. I said, okay. So I got the job. She says, it'll pick up. It was for an appellate attorney, and that's a lot of typing. She says, your speed will pick up as you work on it. Don't worry about it. She says, we're never in that much of a hurry here. So I got the job. I made a whole $125 a week. That was not bad for that time. That was not bad at all. But, geez, 125. However, my speed did pick up, and I liked her a lot. I didn't like the appellate work. It was boring. And I got stolen away to another company. They gave me a little more money. And then another attorney wanted me to come and work for him. Let's just put it this way. Within a year, I doubled my salary. And I became a legal secretary, then a legal assistant, because nobody wanted to be called secretary, then a paralegal, and that's, and then an office manager, and I went on from, legal office manager, and I went on from there. But I've had other jobs in between, waitress, singer, what other jobs? I can't think of any other jobs. Oh yeah, menswear designer. Oh, that was fun. Didn't last long, but that was fun. I never knew what I wanted to do, which is why I never went to college. I'm not one for retaining knowledge that easily, unless I'm really interested in something. So I was all over the place, my poor mom. She kept saying, pick one. Then I finally picked being a legal helper, assistant, secretary, paralegal, whatever. And she was very happy about that. I made good money. The one company I worked for, they did corporate litigation. Oh, that was fun. I liked that. Unfortunately, when I got the job, the corporation, because it was a huge law firm, had already been cut in half. I mean, there was a whole floor of empty offices that they had, and half the floor where we are had empty offices and conference rooms. So I kept wondering what's going to happen. And sure enough, they folded 3864. Uh-oh. This says 3864. This says 3854. And the next one is 3860. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Oh, stop it. Oh, bad girl. So, sure enough, the company folded, the partners dissolved, and the attorney I was working for, although he liked me, decided to move back to wherever he'd come from. I don't know, Virginia, Washington, something like that. Somewhere up north, Georgia. I don't remember. So I had nobody to work for. Finally, I found a job not far from my home. It was really nice, because the house I bought was about 6 blocks from the building I worked in. I could actually walk, and I did, until my accident. Dun dun dun. Then came along the accident. Oy, that was something. Stupid accident. I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but I don't remember what happened. Actually, I have no memory of that day at all. I only know what happened because what people told me, what my husband, who was my second husband, what he had told me. Because he was right behind me when I had the accident. He was on motor scooters. We were on vacation. No, I don't want to talk about it. Okay. The worst thing that happened to me, though, was that my boss at the personal injury, which is that I was now working personal injury, when I had my accident, I had taken quite a number of weeks of disability. And he said, come back to work for me. How about part-time? Come in part-time. And I said, yeah, okay. Because I wasn't doing any crafts at the time, and I was bored. I'd be there in my bed with my dog, watching TV, and doing nothing. It was really very frustrating. So I went back to work for him part-time. Wrong. Mistake. Big mistake. Want to know why? Now I'm a part-time employee and not entitled to disability insurance anymore. So that screwed the pooch right there. Then the SOB tried to fire me and tried to block my unemployment. I could never understand, because we were friends. I've been to his house and he'd been to mine. I don't understand it to this day. He even took it so far as to go into arbitration, mediator. And I'm sitting there. Since I had brain damage and had a tendency to forget things even more than I do now, suffered from a lot of short-term memory loss. So I would write things down. I used to write down when I came in. I would write down when I came out, when I left, the time. And I had these timesheets that I'd had for weeks. And he's trying to tell the arbiter. He's trying to tell the arbiter that he's fired me because I come in late every day. I had had him sign off on my timesheets. I'm crazy, not stupid. I was brain damaged, but I still wasn't stupid. So I had him sign off every Friday on my sheet. And because I wanted to make sure I would get paid the hourly wage that we agreed upon. And he didn't have any, so I'm a secretary, I'm an assistant, this is what I do. I created a form for him to fill out like somebody would do for a temporary. And I created a form. And he signed off on it. And so I showed that to the arbiter, and, arbiter says, what do you complain? You can't fire. You can't deny her unemployment. She was not fired for cause. I said, I know, I wasn't. And he just says, oh, all right. And we walk out, and he turns to me, he says, I'm sorry. I said, what were you thinking? That was the last, that was the one I just saved. See what happens when I talk and try and do two things at once? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I am the world's biggest klutz. All I see is this packet of drills sitting where I'd left them. I decided to pick them up, forgetting those were the ones that I'd put aside. I am nuts. Okay, guys, you get to watch how the vacuum works. This vacuum, which is a mushroom, works very well. So wait for the sound. Isn't that nice? Look at that. It just picks them up. Picks them up very nicely. All of them, even single ones. Oh, come on. I got some more over here. Oh, they're under my computer. See, I bring you such entertainment. I'm trying to keep this straight up and down because I don't want it to get into the vacuum itself. That's the sounds you hear when it gets into the rotary. And that we're trying to avoid because it'll wind up spitting them out. Now, we'll close it off, take the bottom, give it a twist. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? I want to spill them just to have fun with this. It makes life so much easier, especially when you spill a lot. Oh! Why don't I put these in an empty container and just mark it? I told you, I am a klutz. I am the world's biggest klutz. This stuff like this happens to me all the time. I don't know. Somebody up there doesn't like me. or likes to mess with me. What is this again? This is, I better write this down. This is $8.98. How do we do this? How do I do this? Do I move it and put this behind? Or do I find a piece of tape or something. I don't have a sticky. So I'll have to do it this way. Oh. $8.98. Put it right behind $8.98. Right? Right. Okay. Yeah, it's right behind $8.98. I don't know what it is. I hope. I hope. Remember? Memory? Totally sucks. Oh, we have one last strip. One last strip to go. And I have no idea where I was in my lifetime story. Oh, I have had quite a life. I have to admit, I've had quite a life. It's been good to me, for the most part. I'm not going to get into the houses I've lost. One through a divorce and one through an idiot that I should have divorced. And we're at 47 minutes already. Wow. Like I said, that's not including the first strip that I did. It's two of these, 814. What did I just say? It's like having a conversation with a wall. It found, ooh, I found some more. They popped up on here too. Look at that. Oh. No. Which means they're on the bottom. Which means they're under these. Oh, lucky me. Anyway. It's like having, oh, I know what it's like. It's like having a conversation with a sponge. Except I don't absorb a lot. A waterlogged sponge. No, I'm serious. If I had to talk to me, I'd find me frustrating. But funny. Frustrating, but funny. 3777. I remember about 6-7 years ago, I had joined the Red Hat Society. I don't know if you guys know what that is. If you don't, it is a club, sort of, for women over 50 to get together and do what they want to do. Play cards, go to the movies, go to dinner, see a show, whatever. So you don't have to go alone and don't have to be alone. And it's a way to make new friends. So I had joined the Red Hat Society. We all decided we wanted to go to LIPS. Some of you might know what that is if you've been down in Fort Lauderdale. Some of you may not. Lips is a transvestite club that does shows, and you have to make a reservation, and minimum drinks and all that stuff, but it's a riot. They make fun of themselves. It is so funny to see these grown men. Some of them are gorgeous. I can't believe. A couple of them I didn't believe were men. I could have sworn they were women. I really could. They were stunning. Much prettier than me. But can you imagine, and part of the Red Hat Society, we all wear red hats and purple shirts. And that's based on a poem that somebody wrote. I don't remember what it was. That was about friendship and stuff. When I grow old, I shall wear a red hat and a purple shirt. Because you don't care. You get old, you don't care what other people think. It doesn't matter. Most important person is you. And you can just, you don't like it, don't look at it. It's simple as that. So, can you imagine? And they put us in a table going sideways to the stage, with stages here and our table is here, a little off to the side and in front. Can you imagine? And there were like 10 of us, 11 of us. All these ladies in red hats and purple shirts sitting in a tranny club watching men being women singing songs. And the waiters too they'd come over and joke with us and play. We had such a good time. I want to go there again. I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, my red hat length, whatever, did not go for very long. I really didn't make any friends there. And all they wanted to do was go out to dinner. And I'm like, guys, I'm not rich. I don't have, I had lost my job by then, after a while. So I said, I can't spend the money to go out, keep spending it. And I couldn't, I kept saying, no, I can't go this week. You need to send out another message that we're all going to Denny's to meet for breakfasts. Nope, can't go this week. Because I was, like I am today, I had a fixed income. I had a lot of savings, but I had fixed income. And I don't want to go too far into my savings. So I wound up quitting the group because it wasn't fair to them. And besides, like I said, I hadn't really made any friends. I tried to keep up a couple of friendships after that, but no. 38, 30? That's an extra one. 37, 87. So I didn't. Oh, look at me. I'm at 54 minutes already. And like I said, that does not include the last bit, the early start. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Oh, and the most important part, we are giving away prizes for the Michelina challenge collaboration that we're doing, the event. I'm giving away a $25 gift certificate to Diamond Art Club. The only way to enter is to leave a comment below and tell me what your favorite Michelina painting is. if you don't like any, you can say you don't like any. I mean, I'm not going to hold it against you. But that's how to enter. And you also hope you have entered your name and information on the document that you can find in my description. So I hope everybody will join in. Like I said, leave a comment. And tell everyone I love them. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of yourselves. And until the next time, arrivederci.